So the Buffalo Bills will face the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs once again, but this time in the AFC Championship game this year after they had defeated the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round, 27-25. So let's just get down to it, okay? Let's just go ahead and get down to it because people are talking about it. It went viral. It was going viral on Twitter and I'm sure other platforms. Mark Andrews, the tight end who has been with Baltimore his entire career. He's been a good, reliable target for Lamar Jackson. And last night, they had a chance to tie the game up late in the fourth. They go for two. Lamar tries to get it to Mark in the flat by the pylon of the end zone. He drops it, and Baltimore tries to get the onside kick. They fail to do so, and then they go on to lose yet again in the playoffs. It's amazing how fast people will turn on someone. So Mark Andrews, like I said, a good tight end, been a reliable target for the Baltimore Ravens, has made quite a bit of good plays throughout his career so far. Drops one crucial pass in a playoff game, probably the biggest drop of his life, and people are talking shit about him, making memes or gifs, whatever you want to call them. Like I saw like these Photoshop photos of like this fat white guy in his jersey. I don't know what that was supposed to mean because he's out of shape, or he's gonna like get kicked out of the NFL for this, and he's gonna like gain some weight, and become out of shape. People were saying he's a bad tight end, get him out of Baltimore. I saw some of those comments. I wish there were people that told these athletes and these celebrities, these entertainers, that these people don't love you. They don't really love you, all right? If you're catching touchdowns and making sacks, interceptions, making plays, people are going to love you. They're going to be like, MVP, and sign him to a multi-billion-dollar or million-dollar contract. Keep him for life, right? And then as soon as you start to fall off, as soon as you make a mistake, they're going to turn on you. Bum, I hate this team. Fire everybody. He cost me my fantasy points. It's crazy. Like, you're not really a fan of that particular player or that team for that matter. And the people who were talking shit about Mark Andrews are not a fan of Mark Andrews. Okay, now he dropped the pass. Yes, to be fair, I thought Lamar could have put it up in his chest, up in his torso a bit. I thought it was kind of low, a bit behind, or maybe lead him towards the pylon, like have the ball out in front of him a bit so he can extend his arms, have a better chance on catching the football. But besides that drop, it was a pretty rough night for Mark. He had a drop in the first half, and then he fumbled the ball in the second half. So it wasn't really his night. Isaiah Likely, though, had a pretty good night. The other tight end, the other star tight end for the Ravens. He messed up. I'm not trying to make excuses. He messed up. One of your best players didn't come through, and people are ready to run him out of town. So, like I said, fans don't love these athletes. Let's just be honest. They don't really love these athletes. You're not really a fan, okay? If you're quick to just get rid of somebody and not see that person play for your favorite team ever again, you're quick to trash them on Twitter and social media, then you're not a fan. You never were a fan. Mark Andrews had a bad night. He had some plays that cost the Ravens a chance to compete in the AFC Championship game, to go back to the AFC Championship game, and he blew it. But there are some people who are criticizing Lamar. It's funny how not a whole lot of people are criticizing Lamar as well. He made some plays, yes, but he also had two bad turnovers in the first half. And like I said, I thought the ball could have been delivered a bit better to Mark Andrews. But how come no one's quick to say this is his 8th season in the league? He lost again in the playoffs, had a good roster around him once again to work with, and he just couldn't do it. How come I'm not hearing a whole lot of people say that? But no, let's just shit on Mark Andrews because he cost Lamar and the Ravens to going back to the AFC Championship game. I don't like it when I hear people still live by the narrative of if a team wins, it's because of the quarterback. If a team loses, it's because of the quarterback or another player. But usually it's the quarterback. I hate that. Football is a team sport, okay? People who do that are just lazy. They don't want to try and break down and analyze the game of football. They don't want to try to break down what they just saw. You're just lazy. Now, I've been critical of Lamar myself, but not once have I pointed the finger at him and said it's all his fault. I'll never do that for any quarterback or any player. Lamar fucked up. Mark fucked up. The defense fucked up, particularly in the first half. Get mad at the defense for giving up 21 points, not being able to stop the Bills in the first half, for looking like the defense that they were in the first 10 weeks of the season before they finally started to get their shit together. Ravens come out, score on their opening drive, and then you come back and allow Buffalo. Buffalo has a very good offense. This is probably the best offense that they've had since Josh Allen has been there. I get it, right? But still, you don't show up. You don't make the necessary stop and try and give your offense another chance to put some more points up on the board and take a 14-0 lead or a 10-0 lead. I mean, Josh Allen hit Khalil Shakir on a 34-yard pass down the middle of the field. They had a hard time stopping the run, receivers catching passes and creating yards after the catch. Buffalo's offense punched Baltimore's defense in the mouth in the first half. And then let's give some criticism to, I always get the Harbaugh's names messed up, Jim Harbaugh, for not utilizing Lamar's greatest strength, even though he has had the best season ever, because he's done a very good job of throwing the ball around and staying in the pocket and deliver accurate passes. He's made a huge improvement this season. But you don't utilize his greatest strength. It's still his legs. You don't try to run like RPOs and try to get the defense to commit to Derrick Henry and then have Lamar Jackson run to the side of the line of scrimmage. They didn't run those types of plays that they had been running all season long. Once again, you put a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson, and you don't really give the ball enough to Derrick Henry. I didn't think they really gave it to him enough. He only had 84 yards. He did have a touchdown, but Derrick should have had over 100 yards rushing, and Lamar should have had at least over maybe 60 yards rushing. So yeah, how about you get mad at the coach and the defense, some of these other factors that played a role in the Ravens' loss. So whatever, I just wanted to start the video off with that. As I mentioned, the Ravens did come out and punch Buffalo in the mouth. They scored first, but after their scoring drive, you saw Buffalo crank up the pressure because they were not able to get to Lamar Jackson by rushing 4. And the Ravens' offensive line never really gets talked about enough. They really do have a very good offensive line, but they did a very good job of protecting Lamar Jackson. They could not get to him by rushing 4, so they dial up some pressure. They crowded the line of scrimmage to take Derrick Henry away. And that's another thing. Give credit to Buffalo as well for making plays on defense, for slowing down this Ravens offense. Yeah, I felt as if Derrick Henry wasn't really utilized enough. I thought they should have tried to run the ball a lot more. That's their strength. The Ravens are still at their absolute best when they are running the ball. I've said that for years with Lamar. Even this season, with his improvement of him passing the ball, Lamar's greatest strength is running the football. Lamar Jackson, 18 for 25, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 turnover. He was sacked twice. He had a bad fumble as well. It's the story of Lamar Jackson. He'll look great during the regular season, but in the postseason, he'll turn the ball over. He'll miss some throws, deliver some inaccurate balls. But I mean, overall, it was kind of it was one of those good, bad, and ugly type of games, I would say, that Lamar had, because he did make plays. He did make some plays, but he also had some bad plays as well. Derrick Henry was good when he had his opportunities. 16 rushing attempts, 84 yards, 1 touchdown. That's another thing. In the first quarter, this was still on their first drive, but Lamar tried to get it to Derrick Henry while throwing on the run, but the ball was a bit behind Derrick, and it was a bit too low as well, so he wasn't really able to get the ball to him accurately. But that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about with Lamar, is that he won't make those types of plays. Justice Hill, 6 rushing attempts, 50 yards. He was good when he touched the ball. Mark Andrews, like I said, he had a rough night. 7 targets, 5 receptions, 61 yards. He had a fumble. Isaiah Likely, 4 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Rashad Bateman, who's been very good this season, 4 receptions, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. And everybody else was pretty quiet. Now Buffalo. Josh Allen, 16 for 22, 127. Not really an MVP-like performance. But this offense, this is the best offense that Josh has been a part of. Losing Stephon Diggs seemed to have been a real benefit because now this offense can do whatever they want. They can execute their offense freely. Everyone gets involved. Swing routes, screens, throws up the seam, slot receivers getting involved. And that's what they were able to do. Once again, Josh did have 2 rushing touchdowns, but he only ran it for 20 yards. James Cook, another thing, they're also running the ball this season. They've also been running the ball. So they're running a balanced offensive scheme. James Cook, 17 rushing attempts, 67 yards, 0 touchdowns. Ty Johnson, who has been a pleasant surprise, especially catching out of the backfield, although he was quiet, only 5 rushing attempts, 31 yards. Ray Davis, 4 attempts, 29 yards. Kier, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 67 yards, and everyone else was pretty quiet. But this still was a good game. Oh shit. So here we go once again, dealing with the Chiefs, the Bills and the Chiefs. Who's gonna come out on top? I hope it's not the Chiefs, but oh my gosh, dude, I'm so tired of the Chiefs. But I think this is their best chance of getting by Kansas City because Diggs is gone and Gabe Davis is gone. So you're not seeing Josh run around and hurdle over people and truck defenders with his shoulder, and they're running the ball a lot more with their running backs. They got a very good back in Ty Johnson who can catch out of the backfield. Josh Allen is distributing the ball to everybody. So I think that this is their best chance to do it. Their best chance that they've had in a long time. So those are my thoughts on this game. Please like and subscribe. That is it. I am out.